Right, Cancer. Hello, how are you doing? This is your weekly reading from now until January 10th of 2026. This is the astronumerology reading. I'm Dr. Fryson. Welcome for those of you who are new. Astronumerology combines astrology and numerology to give you a more comprehensive view of the energy that is present. In addition to doing the astronumerology, I also use these guidance cards to give you more insight into lessons that you might be experiencing during this cycle as well. All right, so let's get started. We're going to let's start with going over the energy, right? The numerology energy, because the numerology energy is going to give you details, Cancer. So, Cancer, you're the fourth sign, but your numbers run just like everybody else's run. So, you can go back and watch my videos to determine what your personal year is. Remember that overall, everyone is experiencing a 1 year. And the one energy is just what it says first, right? New things, new beginnings, new changes, new relationships, new jobs, new hobbies, new careers, new homes, new cars, new pets. Everything is new. New health challenges, new health successes. So everything is about newness, moving in a different direction. We understand there was a lot of loss last year, 2025. So you may have experienced the loss of a loved one. And this year you are moving forward without that loved one or without that relationship or without that lifestyle. All new beginnings. So that is the overall numerology energy going forward. In addition to that, today, January 4th, starts the sixth energy, which puts you into a state of looking at your relationships at home and how that has changed and what needs to change and who needs to take the leadership and that position and actually move the relationship forward. And this can be from parent to child, from child to parent, depending on the stage of the relationship. It can definitely be in a romantic relationship. Same time, you're looking at health because the six is a health number and about nurturing yourself and nurturing others. And this can definitely be about cooking and learning a new skill when it comes to cooking. Maybe you're learning how to prepare healthier meals, or someone is learning how to prepare healthier meals, right? That's the one energy. And then you're going to move from the one with the six and the one with the seven and the one with the eight. So in every area, because we're going over a 7 day period, you're going to hit most of the numbers in your chart. All right. So your numbers are going to start 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3. Okay. The only numbers that you won't really hit are the 4 and the 5, but the following week you'll have the 4 and the 5 and again, so forth. First thing we're going to do is pull a numerology energy card for you to see what number is following you during this season, this week at least. And the number that is going to be following you is going to be here, Pride. 19, which is also a one, but 19 is a one and it's a karmic one. So you don't want to have too much pride because that pride can hold you back, Cancer. Now, I know sometimes you can be a little emotional because you're right. We all know that you are an intuitive sign and you are right about things often. But sometimes you have to be the bigger person in order to make things go the way you need for them to go. So, in order for you to move things in a direction that you need to, look at this, I'm learning new things here. In order for you to move things in a direction, you might have to be the one to say, hey, I need help, or I don't like how you talk to me. I need to have a conversation about it. You might have to actually express yourself and take the lead on repairing a relationship. Okay. So that is 19-1. Pride is the numerology energy that's following you. The other energy that we're going to pull is a lesson card. Everyone has lessons. Every day is a chance for you to learn a new lesson and work on something. And this is the Soul's Journey Oracle card. And what did you get? And don't worry, that is upside down. Guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Understand that 2025 was a challenging time. It challenged what we thought we knew, challenged where we thought we were going. So now, sometimes when you look at all the things that happen, you have a guilt over maybe the way you've lived your life up to this point. But this is a 1 year. You now have the ability to live a different life. You can reinvent yourself and become that which you choose to be. It does not matter your age. It does not matter your circumstances. If you start today, you can be that which you choose to be. And therefore, there's no need to have guilt. Everything was just a lesson, right? So you're learning to release those things, release the relationships and all the emotions tied to that. Of course, you need to do some grounding to help you with that. Okay. So that again, guilt is your card there. Next, we are experiencing the wolf moon, the first super moon of 2026. And that energy is with us. We are literally we've experienced 26 hours of it, 27 hours of it. We have about 45 more hours of it left. So we can learn about that later. But in addition to that full moon energy from the wolf moon, which is, contrary to popular belief, another time for you to manifest, not just let go, you have another energy that's following you. And that energy, to pull a card. Cancer, I know you better not have two cards come out. Okay, no, it's just thick. All right, this is the card. Oh, my gracious, new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. So for you, new moons, definitely great time to manifest, but a time for new beginnings and change. And you need to know this, that you and your loved ones are safe, because I understand that Cancer is one of the most intuitive signs when it comes to the home in the family. And your desire is for your home to be protected. You feel that you need to be the one to do it. Just know that safety is with you and your family now, and keep that in your heart as you go forward. Okay. So the last card that we're going to pull is a playing card. Um, I have announced that I might do my regular tarot for you guys sometime later in the year as I make more room in my schedule. But, of course, I love the playing cards. Seven. This is the seven of spades. See that seven of spades? Now, the thing about the spades is we all know the spades is akin to money. And needing money is one thing that everybody pretty much in the United States at least has to come to terms with. Where money fits into their life, and what the need or the outlook is for the money. And for you, you have a tendency to want the money, but want it so that you can provide for others. Right now, the seven is not, out of the grand scheme of things, it's not the 10, but it's not the one. So it means you've made progress towards your financial goals, but you're not at the point where you really want to be. Even with that being the case, you still have some stability in your home, or you're at least going to find some stability in your home. If you take the time and reach out to people and not be prideful, you can find other ways to help your money grow, or to make sure you know if you're wasting money, losing money on something in some area, and clean that up so that you can have more disposable income at the end of the day. Okay? All right, there you go with that. Next, we're going to check the astrology. And I want to preface this by saying everyone is experiencing the impact of the big four. There's four players running together, and they're hitting everybody's chart at different times. So that's the Sun, Mars, Venus, and Mercury traveling together. So we got this quad group going together. In addition to that, they are in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is your first public sign. Sagittarius is also a teaching sign, a guru sign, a lesson sign. So that means that there's going to be some lesson learned from these energies. Now, people think about Mercury and they say, well, Mercury, oh God, Mercury is going to cause some trouble. Yeah, you can have some trouble with things if you're trying to publish things. If you can have some trouble with education, you can have some trouble uploading some things if you're going to school online. True, your computer could be acting crazy. That's that kind of energy that's there. Yes, that can be the case. But Mercury is not alone, right? And Mercury does not like being in this energy, right? This is akin to the father, the uncle, and the little boy and the little girl. Mercury's the little boy in this case, and Mercury is not happy with it, right? Neither is the little girl. That's Venus, not happy with it. The sun is okay because the sun's like, hey, my wife told me to take these kids on a trip. That's what we do. We're going on a trip. And we have Mars, which is the uncle, going on a trip with us. But this is the hot-headed uncle. This is not the cool uncle. This is the uncle that gets into fights everywhere he goes. This is that uncle who's at the picnic and everybody's like, oh man, he showed up, right? He's already drunk and he's ready to start something. So that energy is in that group, right? So in your life, that brings a little bit of instability. And I know you don't like that. You don't want that. But if you're aware of it, you can know how to work with it. Okay. The other energy that is going around is the Saturn in Pisces, and that's going to be there for a while. And Saturn in Pisces, although Saturn is happy being in Pisces because Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, Jupiter is a friendly kind of guy. So that's kind of good for say everybody likes Jupiter, right? Most people like Jupiter because Jupiter is like, oh hey, although I'm making these rules and stuff, but you know what? I'm gonna give you a little discount on that. I'm gonna not let your ticket be so high. That's Jupiter, right? So Saturn is okay with it. Pisces, on the other hand, is not because Pisces likes to be a little flighty sometimes, like to be able to sleep when they want to. And Saturn is requiring you to do some hard work. Being in the 12th house is also the house of losses. So the house of restrictions. So there might be some restrictions in some of your plans, right? Could be due to an illness, yours or someone else's. And it could be to something else. Someone lost a job and now there's another financial burden. So that energy is there. The biggest challenge is that there's a lot of aspecting of energies, meaning one planet is influencing another planet, right? So Saturn in Pisces is being influenced by Jupiter, which is in Gemini. Okay. Mars is actually influencing the seventh house in this case and the 10th house. The seventh house is your relationship with other people, and the 10th house is your career. So, and Mars is a challenging, aggressive type energy, but it's also a movement energy, right? So there's changes in those areas. And it's bringing with it Mars. Mars is in the car driving, and it's bringing some little energy from the sun, Venus, and Mercury with it. Just some little energies there. The North Node, which is Rahu, is in his own house. So it's like, hey, I'm shining the light on wherever I'm at because I'm happy where I'm at. And then you have the moon that's moving every few hours into a different part of the chart. So a lot of energy, and Cancer doesn't like all of that energy. Cancer does like a little bit of stability, although Cancer is, emotional up and down, but you want to know what you're dealing with and what you're facing. And that's the challenge for you this week. You don't necessarily know what you're facing when you're facing it. Okay. So starting out, you're going to have this energy in your third house, and then you could have some challenges with your siblings. Actually, you could have challenges with all your relatives looking at this energy. Um, with your uncles, aunts, siblings, just some conflict. So it is good for you to have that cool, calm demeanor, that person who could like break things up. I know you go to war for your family, but what do you do when it's like your brother and your mother? Who do you choose? You got to be the one to be the bigger person and make the choice, the right choice. Um, so that kind of energy is here this week for you. So let's look at some key things, some key energies. So start, of course, the fourth. We got that energy. It's moving around into, and it will hit every part of your chart. The concern is around 6 p.m. or so. This is when it is going to be in the kona, the base kona. So that's your four major players, right? It's going to be your first house, your body, your health, your head, expansion there. And it's going to also be in the seventh house, which is your relationship with other people, especially partnership. The energy of the Mars, the Sun, and Mercury is heavy there. So that could be some conflicting times, right? There could also be some relationship things happening, such as inappropriate relationships coming to the light. And then you're going to have the Saturn in your career, the Saturn and Pisces in your career. Rahu is sitting over there in your ninth house of guru and teachings and public figures and writings and expressions. So a lot of energy just right in this window. So you're having to pick and choose where you give your attention. And unfortunately, Cancer's not about that because Cancer's focus is the home. And the moon is sitting up in your second house with your career. The moon is like, I'm earning money over here. I'm not really even trying to be in all of that. But you're going to have to divide your time and deal with these other pieces, these other parts, because that energy will not stop. You can't just go in the house and go to sleep. Okay. There are some health challenges that come up, and that will take place later between the 4th and the 5th. I've told everyone this. There are some challenges with travel this week. There's car accidents are likely, bus accidents are likely, plane accidents are likely. Specifically, there's challenges with fingers. So cutting the fingers, like if you're cooking and chopping things up, that is a problem that could occur. Be extremely careful this week. And there's some challenges with the mother figure or a female figure who serves as the mother energy. That person could have some issues this week that are hidden that come to the light, and it involves you or impacts you in some way. We move forward. And remember, this energy just continues to move, right? Now, going to the sixth, and the sixth is going to be an 8 day. The 8 day is going to be a money day, right? A power day, boss day. So financially, it could be a really good day because it's all new money. You could have a new opportunity on that day. There's all that energy, that Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury kind of energy is in your house of career on this day. So that gives you the opportunity to maybe have a boss or someone who wants to employ you in a different area, like kind of a lateral move, but maybe it comes with a little bit of a bump in your pay. Jupiter is doing a little bit of aspecting of the first house, which is the body, health, how you incarnate and what you do every day. So you might have added energy on this day, and you might be willing to put your best foot forward in order to go and try to get that new job or get that other income. That's like a good day for this. And let's see that energy, the Mars, Sun, Venus, and Mercury is also impacting your fifth house and your third house on this day. And your sixth house is being impacted by the moon and K2 together. So that is being illuminated. So that can tell me, those of you who are in the cooking industry or diet, health, and nutrition industry, or even the sports industry, that's going to be a day where that's kind of vital for you with your finances. You could find out about some things that what you did not know regarding payments that were due or monies that were owed that could come to light at that point. You could find a very creative way to earn additional money that day and look at putting that into effect. So that is going to be January 6th. So could be a good financial day. It is also, let's look at my, okay, so for from a health standpoint, there's two things for that day that I need to make sure I mention. And then from a work standpoint, if you are in the farming or any kind of industry like husbandry, something like that, this could be a good day for you financially. You can get a new big client that helps take your business forward. The other thing is, this is definitely going to be something of dealing with the mother figure, the woman or female on this day, and the actual health of that person. So be careful with that. And if you are a person who has a job where it's a manual job, you might find like electrician, bricklayer, someone who straight paints the street signs, or you might find that that's where you get extra money. You may be able to get a side job or side gig and make more money that way. The other health area to be focused on is the nose. There could be accidents specifically for the nose and in the nose area. And hormone imbalances. That's the other issue that could show up on that day. Now, again, that's the moon showing up with K2, which is the south node. And as you move forward, remember I told you all of this energy is going to get together at a certain point. On the 7th, all of these energies, these luminaries, we're going to have your fourth house, which is your home house. Now you're going to be having aspecting energy from the moon, K2, Rahu, Saturn, Jupiter. All of the planets are directed at your fourth house. So there's a lot going on. Definitely, this could be a time where you have to move because you did not expect to move. Something could happen like a fire or something to where you have to relocate from your home on that particular day. If it's not a fire, it's something chaotic, something it's something that happened. Could be an invasion in the area that you live in. It could be you and someone fell out or landlord fell out. Something happens to where you may have to move, or you now know that you have to relocate on that particular day. I'm only going to mention it briefly. The death energy is here. Uh, Someone in politics. That's on the 8th. So it really started on the 7th, like around 11, 12 midnight, somewhere in there, and continuing to the 8th. So yes, the death energy is there. Someone in either politics, government official, leadership position, a priest, or someone in that kind of situation, that's going to happen. Just seeing that energy. And I think that energy is for everyone, not just you. I think I saw it in a couple other charts as well. And then you get a little break on the 8th after 6 p.m. Eastern time, because all my videos are Eastern time. You get a tiny break from the chaos being towards your home. And then it moves down to your health. And then this is definitely not good in this sense, because that is the day that the death doula energy is like right there. So definitely a loss of some sort. to, and I have this term, I'm a death doula, so there's things I look for in charts, and this is something that shows up when death is near, right? So when someone in this Cancer rising kind of energy, well, as a matter of fact, and Cancer is sitting right there. So definitely that energy is there. Is this a, yeah, yeah, that's why. Rahu and Saturn are together. Um, so yes, unfortunately, loss, and that is on the 8th, a major loss. And the gender is fluid because with all those energies there, it could be male, female, older, younger, mother, father, priest. It's just a lot of energy there. It could be more than one person involved in a car accident or some type of accident. And then we move back to the 10th, where all of this energy comes back to your Kona, right? Now, the other part of what's happening here is that when it comes to your friends, you do have some friends who will show up for you actually on the 9th, starting on the 9th and into the 10th to kind of be there to assist you and nurture you through this time. So just be aware that that will take place. And then we also have two things. One, definitely you can have so it's illness or fire will happen to the father figure. Is robbery, illness, or fire is what you're looking at for the father figure. And the second thing is that there could be some issue with the hand again. So the fingers have shown up, now can be the entire hand, and that's normally associated with giving and taking. So definitely a possibility, especially because the sun and Mercury are right there together in the 10th house. So this could take place at a job, even. Cancer, if you're new here, I'm astronumerologist Dr. Fryson, and I'm just going to give it to you raw as far as the energy that I see. I don't sugarcoat it to spare your feelings. My job is to inform, educate, and allow you to see the energy that's coming so that you can make some adjustments in your life. Last year, I had people, they followed my posts, and when I told them about the predictions of the car crashes and things and not getting on the airplane, they listened and avoided some of the calamities because the energy is the energy. It's going to do what it do. It's going to keep moving. You can get out the way. So just because it's moving, it's like the death energy. Just because it's moving doesn't mean you have to be hit by it at this point. Of course, at some point you will be hit by it, but sometimes you don't have, you could be definitely in the right place at the wrong time. So, all right. The last bit of this is your career and your means of making money is going to be highlighted on the 10th. Cancer, are you teaching? Are you going back to school or are your children going back to school? That energy is there for you. Are you in communication with someone internationally? International communication is here. So I don't know if that's you or a family member or if someone's going to school online or they're looking at going overseas to obtain an education. Or maybe they're in the military and they're going overseas. and it's directly impacting you. And you might get that news on the 10th because it is in the energy of news being delivered. Okay. That's what I have for you. I hope this information was helpful. Like, follow, share, comment if you will, if you like, if you want to advance your life, go onto my website and order the books. This is the Aries Rising, but I have Aries, Cancer, all those books so that you can learn more about your cosmic blueprint. I have a lot of tools for you guys, and contact me there. All of my readings are available through the bookings, but of course, you have to fill out paperwork beforehand. Okay. Take care, everyone.